Wind noise, nature. As you can tell, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're going to be doing some fishing. All right. For all those who have seen me in just a hoodie, talking from my office, going to be a little different. We're going to talk about fishing. You're going to see a lot of things, hear a lot of things without a lot of the equipment that some other professional YouTubers do. I don't have all that. So bear with me as we start talking fishing from the basics to a little bit more advanced. Here we go. Hey guys, Dan Nation Rules here on location. We're fishing. So we're going to pause the video. We're going to go over things. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff. There's going to be some editing. Hopefully I will do a great job. So first thing is first thing. What is fishing? What is the purpose? 1, to catch fish. I know, I'll slow down so you guys can jot down the notes. 2, to either eat and or relax, catch and release, catch, fry, cook, whatever you guys want to do as enjoyment and recreation. Now, all that being said, for me, fishing is about relaxing. I want to relax. I think that's something that I get into, okay? That motivates me. So we're going to switch back around and we're going to talk about fishing from basics up. I am not assuming everybody who stumbles across this video knows how to do X, Y, or Z. So we're going to go over X, Y, and Z slowly. I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm not talking up to anybody. But the first thing I edit that out, Dan. First thing that I learned a long time ago, never assume everybody knows how to do anything. I don't care what it is. So, go swing you back around. We're going to talk about it. Okay, as we're looking at a cornfield and going back around. All right, so, fishing. Got to have something to cast into. That stuff is called water. Okay, water. Shore, grass, cornfield. So we need a rod and reel. Now, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, Dick's, and others can sell you rods, reels, everything else costing quite a bit of money. So I went and did some bargain shopping. So here we go. Looking down at these two. Now I just purchased these two right here. Okay, so one is a deluxe fishing kit. This is a spinning reel. Spinning. That is a spinning reel. This it says built for women. All right, that's fine. This is what they call a spin cast. Spin cast. I'm going to pause the video, start breaking these things out and breaking it down. Now, for those who are noticing way up here, these are some of my rods and reels that I have and my entire life of collecting all kinds of fishing equipment. So we're going to start with the basics, go step by step, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So hang on. Okay guys, we're back. So this says, and I'm going to scroll it down here, the spinning reel deluxe fishing kit, complete with tackle box and tackle, 5'6". See, ball bearing reel, pre-spooled, 8-pound test, spinning as you can read. I won't read everything. Plus 40 piece. All right. Now, for typically men, we don't read instructions, but in this case, I want to flip this around. Again, this is geared toward beginners right now, so forgive me. I'm going to flip this around in live action. Ooh. Fishing knots, cinch, all these others. Then it comes down here to how to cast, casting tips, adjusting drag, and all these other stuff. All right. So now we're going to come up here to the rod and reel. Here's your tackle box, reel, rod, and all your little bits and bobs. Okay. So we're going up here. So I'll do the best I can. Again, I don't have a tripod holder, a selfie stick, or anything else. I just got my old meat paws. So as we go through this, we're going to take this out, lay it down, take the reel out, and we're going to stop there. All right, so we're going to assemble all this, and I'll pause it, assemble, and talk. So stand by. Okay, we're back. I've got the rod right here. There was plastic on this part and this part. I've taken that off. Now, be kind to the environment. Don't litter the planet. Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Make sure you pack all your stuff in and out. We want to keep this planet as good as we can. Oh, by the way, this is private property. I do have permission to fish at it. If you fish in other places like state lakes, ponds, culverts, anywhere, make sure you get permission. Make sure you have a fishing license, because DNR don't play. Trust me, they don't play. They will make your life not happy. So make sure you get a fishing license if you're not on private land. Okay, so gonna go down to this. This is the reel. Gonna pick this up. Now you can see this thing, it just fell right there. Okay, so this, you can actually switch this around to right hand or left hand retrieve. Okay, now I am right handed. I fish with the retrieve on the left hand side. The reason I do that is I want my power hand to be on the rod horking and cranking with my left. Now that's just me, so let me get a little farther along in the installation. Here we go. On the left hand side, again, you just tighten it up. It's not that big a deal. It's not hard at all. But if you were left-handed and you wanted to make it right retrieve, that little button right there, you unscrew it out, rotate both around, screw it back in, it locks into place, we're good to go. Okay, now, again, this is some basic things. So on this, you will see ball bearing 5.2 to 5 to 2.1. It is also 3 bearings, I believe. Yes, 3 bearings are there. What does all that mean, Dan? Or some of us, Dan, shut up. I know this. Well, never assume anything. 3 ball bearings in the system, so it's smooth. The more ball bearings you have, the smoother the action. The 5 to 2.1 ratio is basically you crank the reel, one full rotation gives you so many inches, feet, miles per cast to get the line in and out of. This is called the bail right here. Hang on. Again, bail. This has 8-pound test line. What does 8-pound test line mean? Technically, test line is it'll hang 8 pounds on it. Doesn't mean it can't. You could land a 100-pound fish on this if the drag is right. Dan, what's the drag? Well, looking back at our little chart here, this is drag. So, the drag is the resistance of the fishing line. All reels, this adjustment adds drag or tightens the line when correctly set. The drag will allow larger fish to pull the line. Some of the reel becomes less tired. So you're working the fish. Okay, so you're working that fish. If you put it too tight and the fish, it can break the line. Now at the same time, when you hook into fish of any size, if you have it too loose, it's going to just keep pulling the line out, and you can just spin and spin and spin. So it's all by feel, by experience. All right, I'm going to pause the video and get on with this. Okay, we're going to have a live action shot here. Look at this. Turning this, gear driven, putting this on, and you're just turning it to lock it down in place. Okay, step 2, put it on the top part. So hang on. Okay, I put the top part of the pole in. Good way to tell as you're looking at this, I'm going to go down the pole here. You look at the eyelets, and all the way down, they should be at a good line level all the way down the pole, so you don't have it twisted. You just kind of put it in there a little snug, but it is designed to be broken down if you need it. Hang on. Okay, we're ready to put on the line and reel. So it's already pre-spooled. You see this little spot right here. This is a little hook as it's holding the line. It's already been pre-put on. We're going to take that, we're going to open up the bail, and then we're going to go through all the eyelets, and then we'll get back here. So hang on. Okay, the line is done. You start at the base, you open up the bail, you take the line, you thread it through one eyelet at a time as you're coming up. Once you get to the top, make sure you pull just a little bit of tension to make sure it's all in alignment and your line didn't get wrapped around the rod or anything else. It wants to be a clean line. Okay, we're going to pick this thing up in a second, and I'll show you how to just do a little bit of drag for right now. Okay, now this is where I really need a third person, a technical person, a 14-year-old, or a selfie stick or something. So here we go. I'm going to try to put this in my pocket all at the same time, trying to do things. If this is rough, I do apologize. So, top here is your drag. So, I'm going to try to get this, and we're going to righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay. Now, then we're going to pull up on the line. Well, all right, even I make mistakes. This was on free spool, sorry. Free spool's down here. Flick that over. All right. There we go. Now we're going to loosen the drag a little now. Now, try to hear this. That's drag. Okay, the more the fish pulls, it's going to have some tension, but it's going to let some line out, so it's trying not to break your line. Okay, so we're going to hold this up here, go down here to tighten up. Okay, it's a little too much. Okay, not bad. Okay, now here's a little switch down here. This is free spool. This will actually let the entire thing go backwards or forwards. Okay, I didn't have that on. That is my mistake again. I am not a trained professional, guys. Remember that. So hang on. Okay, kind of panoramic here. Here's the rod down here. Staff, you can see the line. We have it all straight. There's no tangles or whatever else. Okay, now I'm going to swing this back around to me, so make sure you haven't eaten anything yet. Hi. All right, so we've got a rod and reel put together and assembled. Now we're going to use a bait to try to catch fish. Imagine how that works. So I'm just going to use artificial bait. Okay, there's nothing wrong with live or anything else, but I think sometimes artificial is kind of easy. So I'm going to dig into my tackle box. I'm going to get a couple of ones out. I'm going to spread them out on the tailgate. I'm going to explain, and then we'll tie one on. Oh, make sure that you have a good sharp knife like this one here, because you will be cutting your line. Some people like using scissors, that's fine. So bear with me, hang on. Okay guys, it's been 10 minutes into the video and I forgot. This video and all my videos are sponsored by Walnut Ridge RV, Newcastle, Indiana, Memphis, Indiana. Go see them. Trust me, you will not be disappointed in their sales and service. Both locations are highly recommended by me, not because they're my sponsor, it's because my dealings with the people. Okay, so before I start with lures, let's talk a little bit about, well, Dan, I got a rod, I got a reel, I got a bait, I got a piece of water to cast in. Well, what am I trying to catch? Okay, the answer is called fish. Now, there are different types of fish: bluegill, sunfish, brim, orange bellies, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, saugers, walleye, pike, catfish, yada yada yada. It all depends on what you're centralized on. Now, all right, so I like bass. Okay, I do. Buddy, I'll just catch anything I can, but most of my stuff is geared towards bass. Now, as I show you some of my lures, I can already hear some things like, damn, Dan, sorry for that. You got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I do. I collect a lot of stuff. So we'll go through it. Now, some of these lures I got here, I'm just going to try to catch anything that swims. So usually, the smaller the bait, the smaller the fish. It is not a hard rule. I've known people who have caught on an itty bitty little bait, I mean little bitty, a 10-pound bass. And I've seen these lures that are like 6-7 inches long, and they're catching a 2-3 inch bass. It's just how it is. So it's fishing. So let's go over here to the tailgate. Okay, so here is some of my lures. There is a bunch. Now, most of these are crankbaits or swim baits, stick baits. I've got some plastics. I've got a pig and rig up there. Moving over to this. These are top water baits, some of them. Top water, obviously, they're on top of the water. To me, personally, there's nothing better than top water fishing because it's the most exciting thing, because you see the fish actually striking the lure. It's pretty cool. Here's some more top waters. All right, now here we go down to the tailgate special that we're going to do, the blue light special. We've got a small little spinner. Now this is a chatterbait, very good bait. And these are beetle spins, as you can see, rooster tail in the middle. Here's another beetle spin out, another rooster tail, and of course, your Budweiser lure. Everyone needs a Budweiser lure, even if you don't drink. So, what are we going to use? Well, we're probably going to do a beetle spin, just for the case. Now, we can get into colors, depth of the water, clarity of the water. I'm going to go up here to the sky. Okay, so overcast skies, blue skies, temperature, barometric pressure, I think I said that right, time of day, temperature, water temperature, pH factor, if LeBron ate Cheerios in the morning. All these different things can figure and factor into fishing. So we're going to pause for a second, and then we're going to walk up to the water before we choose our baits. So hang on. Okay, this is a farm pond. So we'll just do a basic tour. Now, as you can see here, you have the weeds that go all the way down to the water's edge. For this particular body of water, which I know incredibly well, that is the dam over there. Then it comes down here to a point, this long edge. There's a little bit of a cove over there. There's another cove over there, and they have some concrete over there just to, you can launch a small little John boat or something if you want to. Okay, how to read water. Well, okay, it looks pretty darn calm. Not a lot of waves. As you can tell, very quiet. Oh, scientific fact, sound travels at least 4 times faster in water than it does air. So when you're talking, talk softer. It will travel further. Sometimes it will spook the fish. Now, everything I'm saying these are basic things. Again, I'm not a trained professional. I do not get paid to do this. These are just things that I picked up from my father of all the years I spent with him. All right, so we will be grabbing the pole after we tie it on. We'll be coming out here and we're going to make some casts. We're going to call it fan casting. Now, for this introductory video, we're going to do something just to the middle of the water and then fan cast it out down. Now, as you can see in front of me, there's the water, there's the edge, and there's where I don't want to be because I don't want to fall in. Fat men don't do good when they fall over. So we're just going to be doing some fan casting out. Most of the fish hang out in cover. Now, hang on, let me back that up. So you have foraging fish, scavenger fish, and predatory fish. So scavenger, anything that just wants to eat anything it can get their hands on. Predator fish, these feed on whatever they can hunt down, kill, and eat. Bass, pike, muskie, crappie, these are all things that are more predatory. Now, don't get me wrong, bluegill are predatory too. They eat bugs or whatever on the surface, crickets, spiders, whatever they can eat too. But some things in the circle of life eat other things. So keep that in mind. Now, in fly fishing, a completely different video, there's an old adage, match the hatch. What are they feeding on? Try to get as close to imitate that as possible. That's sort of what we're doing here in a way. So a beetle spin, as I told you what we're going to use. I'll go back to the truck. Okay, down here I took out the black with the yellow stripe on the beetle spin. There's an extra body. This is the main body, and this is your spinner or your flash. I will assemble this and I'll show you how it's done. Hang on. Okay guys, remember I don't have all the stuff, so we can see this right there. That little hook up there goes around this main body. I'm going to unhook it, slide it onto the eyelet down here, and then hook it back. So hang on. Okay, I'm going to get you as close as I can on this. As you can see, I took this, undid it around the main, put it up there, and then closed it back. Okay, a beetle spin. What is its purpose? Well, it's a small spinner, basically. I know, spinner. I'm so technical. It's going to cause flash. Flash is another sight attractant. It will have some vibration. Vibration is an attractant. And then there is the actual color of the bait. So fish can see, fish can hear by the vibrations, and they can see also with color and also with flash. Now, rods and cones, the fish are not the same as a human, so some of these colors will go up here to this monstrosity right here. They don't see all of the colors like we do. We see things as a different shade. Blacks, yellows, reds, they all kind of meld together. I don't remember what video it was, but somebody pretty darn smart found the filters, showed a picture of what a bass kind of sees versus what the human sees. Anyway, we're going to go tie this on our line now after this long talk. This is where we tie it onto. Hang on. When you're grabbing your line, pull it tight, so make sure the line is not wrapping around the pole, or you're just going to cut and retie. So making sure it's all flush and straight. Now, brand new line, especially monofilament, which this is, it's pre-spooled on, so it's got a curl to it. It's going to have to kind of relax after a way. So we're going to tie, so I cannot hold the phone and show as I'm doing it. I'm sorry, so just hang and give me a minute. Okay, we're going to go in my pocket again. Now, hopefully you can see us. Well, hey Dan, what kind of knot is that? It's a knot. Don't ask me. There are videos, hundreds of videos of the best uni knot, cinch knot, fisherman knot, Palomar. It's a knot, okay? It's just a knot. So we're going to do it. Once we're done tying, grab this and just give it a yank and kind of cinch it down. I'm going to take this, and where my fingertip is, we're going to kind of cut the line. Some people use scissors. I can use my knife. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to walk over and actually try to wet a line. Hang on. All right. I don't know if you can see it kind of swinging there. That's just how it should look. Okay. Just coming up here to the rod and down. Now to do a spinning reel or a bait caster, some people, I'm sorry, not a bait caster, spinning reel and or an open face, I'll show you the procedure here before we go to the water. So, all right, we're going to hold this handle right up here. Okay, and remember we talked about the bail. There we go. Okay, as the picture on that thing says, we're going to grab the line. We're going to hold the line like this. Open the bail up down there. Cast. As you go this way, you're going to let go with your finger. It's going to go into the water. Stand by. Okay, before we get started, this is my own personal take on a couple things, so forgive me. You can fast forward if you don't want to listen to this. One, I'm just an old fat guy who likes to fish. YouTube is a hobby of mine I am enjoying. I actually do want to create a community and a following of, hey Dan, nation, rules, let's go do stuff. I always figure trying to pass on a little of the knowledge that I've acquired over my millennia or two of living could be beneficial to some. Now, on YouTube the other day, I saw a lady who has a fishing channel, and she travels, she does noodling, which is actually you go in the water and actually grab a catfish and hork it out of the water. She has she's bowfish once or twice, and she goes around and travels. Now, let's see here. I can't think of her name right off, but it's like Mary something or something Mary. I'm going to be honest. She's very easy on the eyes. I'll say that. It's a compliment. It really is. Well, I'm not that way. So when she's fishing in very adequate attire, I'm in bib overalls. So please do not try to get sick as you're watching me. All right, so I don't have all the equipment to cast, fish, hold from far away and everything else. So it's going to be as much as I can get. So I'm going to try to put it in the pocket. I'm going to try to talk and at the same time. So I'm going to pick this around. Oh, by the way, I am on that concrete. It's just easier. I'm down at water level. Okay, so I'm going to switch this around. Okay, so again, here's the concrete. I'm just right at the water's edge. And then there's two little coves over here and going this way. So if you remember, my truck where I was is right over there, and that's where we were, and then I walked over here. So it's just how to do this. Now again, I am not a trained professional. Fishing is relaxing to me. It is a sport, it's an activity, but I'm not competing for money. Oh, by the way, one of the videos I did earlier about lures and tournaments, one guy commented, said tournaments are a joke. Buddy, thank you so much for that compliment. It really meant a lot to me. So I'm gonna put this in the pocket, and I'll try to edit, talk, and fish all at the same time. Oh boy, this may be fun. I hope my phone doesn't go in the water. Now, since I can't see exactly where the thing is, okay, I'm hoping this is clear. I'm putting it there. I'm open the bail. I'm taking the rod back, releasing at the same time. Okay, we went over there. I don't know exactly where, so this may be for naught, but I'm going to let it sit just for a second. I'm going to pop the reel over, and it's going to come back. Okay, now it's in the retrieve mode. Now as I reel, it's just getting in the slack and just going to reel it in at a decent speed. Now fishing is never about exactly the same thing. I may catch one here. Whoa, did I? Did I? No. Okay, he got off. I actually had something, believe it or not. Hey, that's nice. Anyway, so I got it up again. Speed may vary, depth may vary, sometimes the motion. So, okay, this is traveling in the water. I don't know. And then if you want to give it a pop, like up and down, or stop and let it dive, all these things you can do. You're not breaking a universal law of anything. It's just how you want to fish, trying to get a fish to bite. Okay, got second cast. Yeah. All right, as we're just reeling, I'm just bringing it in. Maybe I want to put my tip of my pole up a little bit, and that's so it won't get, it'll be a little higher in the water column, okay? So I'm gonna reach down and grab my phone and show you this. All right, so let's see here. Can you see the lure? It's hard. Okay, there's the lure. Okay, so barely underneath, you can see it spinning. You can see that. I hope, again, I'm hoping. The deeper you go, the deeper you go. Faster you go, it spins more, has more vibration. You will feel that transmitted up to your hands. You will see that. So I'm going to try to cast one-handed to give you this feeling. Please don't drop my phone. Please don't drop my phone. Okay, here we go. This way. Cast. Let go. And it goes over there, okay? So let me put it back in the pocket. All right. Try to get this. Again, I'm so sorry. I probably have 3 views, and 2 of them will be from my mom. All right, so we're just retrieving. We'll make some movements. We'll kind of go up a little bit to give it a little bit more action. Okay? Now, again, with the pole, we'll skip around on some of the stuff. You have poles. Well, it just has a number. I don't see if it's medium, heavy, whatever else. I don't see. Okay. So every once in a while, you'll get this. Hopefully you can see where the hook goes on that thing. There you go. So you have to look to make sure, or you're just casting. It ain't gonna be the thing. This is real life, folks. This is not a professional Bill Dance Roland Martin video. I don't know if you can tell that or not. So these things happen in real life. We're not editing. Oh, by the way, I can't stand this in videos. This has broken the internet. We've broken the rules. First time ever. They can't believe this happened. All this other nonsense to get you to look at everything else. Casting it that way now. I just cast it to the side. Now I went to the bigger part. I'll let it set because I know it's a little deeper. Now I'm just going to reel it in at just a nice steady pace up here. Now, as people are doing these fishing videos, they're going to cut until they catch a fish. Alright? I'm probably going to do the same thing. I don't want to be completely boring just sitting here and I don't know what you're seeing by this level, but I'm just giving you the bare bones basics of how to fish with a spinning reel, an open face, and just a lure to give you a little bit of time, okay? So I will pause the video. Hopefully I can catch one, turn the video on, and you can see the huge fish that I may or may not catch. But remember, it's a bonus to catch fish. You know, I just realized I had my phone facing me, so you didn't see anything that I just got through doing. I'm going to edit this out. All right, so I had the view on the wrong way, so it was inside my pocket filming, and everything I just said for a little bit ago you heard but didn't see. So sorry about that. I'm going to stop filming. If I catch something, I will get back on. Again, I can't fish, hold, reel in. I'm sorry, I don't have that much wherewithal to have all the equipment. But remember one thing, it's the most important thing about fishing. You're here to enjoy yourself. You're not here to make money. You're not here to feed your family. Hopefully not. You're here to relax. So I'm going to stop talking for just a second. That's what we call, guys, nature. You can zone out, you can relax, you can wet a line, cast, and have some fun. So I'll get back with you later. Here you go. Biggest thing I caught so far on a different lure. I'm proud of it. I may not mount it though. Well guys, unfortunately I didn't catch anything, but then that's fishing. But the thing is that's okay. I came out here and I unplugged my brain and I had an enjoyable time. Now my boss called, said, hey, you need to come home. Oh, my wife. Yes, I'm married. It's a shock. But she said, get home now. You got chores to do. And I said, yes, ma'am. So I'm heading home. Once I get home, after I do my chores, I'll hack up this video and try to make it the most entertaining I can. Dan Nation rules. Thanks for tuning in. Comment, subscribe, like. Let's build that community. Again, special thanks to my sponsor, Walnut Ridge RV, Memphis, Indiana, and Newcastle. Go by and see them. Tell them once again, Dan sent you. Have a great day. Bye. Here you go. Biggest thing I caught so far on a different lure. I'm proud of it. I may not mount it though.